More guys would be significantly happier if they stopped dealing with arseholes. I've developed a very unique skill in my life to cut people out of my life. And I think this has been developed because I was brought up in a split household. And for periods in my life, there were times where I wouldn't see either family, I wouldn't see either parents. And that combined with, when I was younger, I used to massively overthink what other people thought about me. Massively overthink to the point it would make me incredibly anxious. There was, in my high school, the lunch area was called the open area. And it would be hundreds of people either side, and it was right in the middle of the school. And you would have to walk through the middle with rows and rows and rows of people. And it would make me incredibly anxious walking through that middle of the lunch hall, because I would think everyone's going to be staring at me, everyone's going to be watching me, everyone's going to be judging me. It's literally hundreds, if not thousands of eyeballs going to be on me. I would stare straight ahead and try and walk as normally as possible, but I was like freaking out inside, like having to like coordinate walking because of how panicked I was, just about thinking about how many people were actually judging me. And then I realized people actually do not care about you. People do not think about you anywhere near as much as they think about themselves, or as much as you think about you. And I can prove that. Because how many times have you had an argument, a fallout, a discussion, and you don't think about the actual discussion, you think about what you could have said instead, what you did say, what you came across as, instead of thinking about what the other person said to you, or the actual words and the meaning of what they were saying. See, most people think about themselves far more than they think about anything else. And in any relationship, whether it's family, friends, girlfriend, you need a healthy relationship with yourself and with your self-worth for that relationship to work. But most people don't have that relationship with themselves. And any relationship can be made up of projecting flaws onto the other person, or projecting their flaws in the way that they interact with you. Meaning that relationship is becoming lower quality. And I realized that really my relationships in life were massively flawed because the parties involved, including myself, were massively flawed. And those relationships just aren't what is sometimes needed in life. And choosing to walk away has an emotional pull. It is tough, it is challenging, especially when you add self-worth into that equation, where you think, oh, what if I'm never going to find anyone else? What if that person is the person that I need? What if that person can't be replaced? But with the way life works, when you close one door on someone else, another door opens. But for you to be able to open that door up, you need to ask yourself, are you the quality of person that you would want to be around? Are you the quality of person that will attract the quality of person that you want in your life? See, it's not selfish, it's not egotistical, it's not arrogant, it's not a bad thing to close the door and move away from relationships, any relationship that really just isn't working for you anymore. It's fine to say to a partner, look, I just don't want to be in a relationship anymore. It's fine to stop hanging out with a mate just because you realise that you don't really like hanging out with that mate. There is nothing wrong with it, because life is too short to spend time with negative people, or to spend time in negativity in your own brain thinking about how that is impacting you. It's fine to walk away, and you have to make sure that you are the quality of person that you want in your life. Because if you are a healthier, more confident person, you can then contribute to other people in a healthier way. You can attract healthier, better quality relationships. So raising your standards will always raise the quality of people in your life, whether it's work, whether it's family, friends, relationship, regardless. And something that I ask myself every single day, every single morning, am I acting for who I am? Am I acting for who I've been? Or am I acting for who I'm going to become? That question can completely change your life. Because if you're stuck acting in ways that you don't like, because you feel like you have to for the people in your life, then there's a massive gap. You are drifting, you are wasting your life in service of other people that are holding you back, that might be flawed themselves. And there is nothing wrong with saying, I want to develop myself, and to do that, you might have to move away from the relationships that you have. I've done this repeatedly, massively. I now to the point I don't have any issue or emotional attachment to relationships. I genuinely believe that relationships are in your life for certain periods of time so that you can grow, you can develop, you can have the fun of that relationship, but they're not always going to last. Yes, we ideally want to find our lifelong partner. We want to feel that deep, intimate connection with someone that we spend the rest of our lives with. Yes. But a lot of people say, just come out of a relationship, I've wasted a couple of years. You've not wasted a couple of years. That's a couple of years that you've grown, you've developed, you've learned how to handle other people, and you've learned how to handle yourself and improve, and then see what you want from the future. There's nothing wrong with spending time with people in a time of your life, but there are phases of your life where you want to improve, and you have to make improvements to your relationships. That needs to be done. Because when you stop acting the ways that you're acting just for other people, you close the gap, you stop drifting, and you start becoming who you actually want to be. You start taking steps closer to that. If you're in a relationship and you realize that your partner is holding you back because they don't have the same healthy habits and you want to start taking care of yourself, well, maybe that needs to be a discussion. And if that discussion can't be overcome, then you need to then move on to taking after or looking after yourself. When you start becoming the person that you want to become, you raise your energy, you improve your physique, your communication sharpens because you're better connected with yourself, then life starts opening up. And that isn't an accident, that needs to be done by design. You need to show up for you by design. You need to be intentional with this. So build the vision of yourself, commit to raising your standards, and live today like that future you is watching you now, because he really is counting on you to show up. And relationships can be the tie between the life that you want and where you currently are. They can be the ball and chain, they can be the thing pulling you back, they can be the thing stopping you from growth. And there's no shame in small periods of loneliness where you've moved away from mates, relationships, but if you've moved away to develop yourself, you're only ever going to benefit from that. And this is something that I have done now and have experience in, and sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm strangely good at cutting people out of my life. They just don't serve me anymore. They just aren't a fit for my life anymore. And if they're not a fit for me, I'm probably not going to be a fit for them either. So it works either way. So start showing up for you more. And one of the big ways to do that is just to make sure that who you surround yourself with is with a quality of person that you want to become. I always try and surround myself with people that have achieved something that I want to achieve or have experience in the thing that I want to achieve. Because you can learn from them, you can observe from them, you can implement from them. And people that are far or that have a wee bit more experience in anything often tend to be the nicer people that will help pull you up to their level. When it's the other way around, you often get pulled back down and stepping stones or start falling down the ladder because people are holding you back and they don't want to see you grow or outgrow them because their insecurities won't allow you to outgrow them. So be a wee bit ruthless, but there's nothing wrong with that. It will benefit you, it's benefited me. I've only developed myself more and more every time I've had to do it. And now I keep a very small bubble of very, very close friends, of very close colleagues, mentors, my relationship, that I know every person in that bubble would take a bullet. I know that every single person would die on the hill with me because I've developed it from being chaotic and open and massive to people that genuinely care for me, I care for them, and we both support each other's lives. And that can literally be in anything. That can be with colleagues, it can be with your friends, your partner, your family. Your family can grow with you if you decide to grow. But at times, you need to move away from them to grow, because I've had to do that too. So, relationships can be the key to growth, or they can be the thing that holds you back. Start acting as the man now that you need to become, and you will start attracting the quality of person that you want into your life. Never chase, attract. Never ever chase, attract. Whether you're looking for a partner or you're looking for new friends, attract high quality people in by making sure that you're looking after yourself. If you want a wee bubble of like-minded people, drop me a message. I'd love to chat to you. I'd love to help evolve. I'd love to show you the path. I'd love to chat fitness, health, mindset, because this is the stuff that I live on every single day. So, Instagram is down below. Drop me a message. Say what's up. WhatsApp is down below. Drop me a message. Say what's up. Get a training session in. Do something together. Start evolving together. Because I will for sure as hell make sure that I always walk with you on the path to development and the path to enlightenment. Peace out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.